Alright people, what is going on? Back with another video. I know it's been a minute since I put a video up on this channel. Been doing a lot, been working or whatever the case may be, but I try my best to make sure you guys get some content. So I do apologize for that. If you haven't checked out the VFcast latest episode, the link should be down there in the description, or you can go check out the last video that is on this channel. I did a live stream where I talked about the Mortal Kombat movie. I did a slight review and a little bit of spoilers here and there. So go check that out. All right, today I want to talk about game sales, and I'm not into the console war stuff. I'm not into all that hoopla or whatever, but I find it quite impressive that PlayStation 5 has sold 7.8 million copies since it's been launched, and it has surpassed the PlayStation 4 numbers as far as the same length of time of its launch. Honestly, I find that pretty impressive, the fact that these consoles were not in stores, and people were able to get these consoles online. And even though some people got left out when they was trying to get them, and you know, you had a lot of scalpers and bots, I don't know how many of those taking effect. I don't think it was that much, to be honest. Not for 7.8, maybe 0.4 of that, maybe, I'm just guessing, could have been part of the 7.8. But I find it rather impressive that all these consoles were sold at this time. I really find that impressive. I thought it was awesome. That is really, 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 really cool. Now, I do kind of think that this was more because a lot of people got they got a lot of stimmy checks. A lot of people got their unemployment that was still going on due to COVID, all this other stuff. A lot of people had some extra money to buy these consoles at this rate, because I feel that if under normal circumstances, I'm not sure if it would have outsold the PlayStation 4 at this amount of time. I'm not really sure. I could be wrong, but I do kind of I hang this on the hat that a lot of people had the stimulus checks. A lot of people was getting unemployment, and it worked out. So it kind of stimulated the gaming economy. But hey, I digress. It's not a bad thing. Hey, listen, if you got your console, you enjoy it, you're gaming on it, and you know, that's all that really matters in my book. So therefore, at the end of the day, congratulations to Sony for completing this milestone, even if, you know, bots and scalpers actually helped. A sale is a sale at the end of the day, and that's all that Sony is looking for. That's all that really matters. Let's talk about Xbox. Xbox don't have any sales numbers to talk about. I think I saw something that said that their hardware sales are up 230% from the last 3 months, but they're not telling you anything from the launch date up until now, which I kind of get it. Xbox has been doing this for a while now, where they haven't really been giving out real numbers of what they've been selling as far as consoles or any of that nature. They haven't really been putting anything out as far as like resolution, frames per second when they're of their games. You know, you had to go to Digital Foundry to find all that stuff. I get it. It's kind of to the point where you don't want to feed into the console war, and this video is kind of doing that. I don't like to do it, but I like I said, for reasons I stated earlier, is the reason why I want to talk about this. But I would like to see what Xbox is doing. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm more invested into the Xbox this generation than the PlayStation. And it's not that I don't like the PlayStation. I mean, I love the PlayStation. I still have my PlayStation 4 Pro, but to me, it's all about availability. I'm not one of these guys that like to go out and buy big ticket price items online. I've never really been a fan of it. So I waited. I ended up getting the Series S out of the store, and I want to do the same for these other consoles. I may end up getting backed into a corner to where I'm going to have to basically, I'm going to have to buy one online eventually, because I just cannot find a way to get one out of the store and be successful with my purchase. So there's that, yeah, as far as that goes. So, like I said, I think it's really impressive, and kudos to Sony once again. One more thing I want to talk about before I go. There's this game out. I can't remember the name. I know it's a game about Native Americans. It's like, I think it's called This Is Our Land or something. I really didn't catch on to it, but that's not the point. Some Europeans made a game, and I think it's on PC, and they made a game about Native Americans losing their land or conquering their land or something. It's something of that nature. I think it's called This Is Our Land. Quote me if I'm wrong. Put it down in the comment section if you know. But there's been some backlash to where people were saying this European development team cannot make this game because it's cultural appropriate. I'm not trying to get into all of that stuff. I'm not really into it. But I'm just going to say this. Those type of things don't work in the gaming community. We all seen it with Battlefield 5. You saw it with these other games that try to push female protagonists. The same thing with Battlefield 5. Even with the stuff when they found out that certain characters had a different sexual preference, all this stuff, it doesn't work. That game that I just talked about, all it did was get people to go out and buy the game more. When you have, this is like one of the industries that constantly say, hey, you're not going to tell us what to do or don't do. If we want to buy it, we're going to buy it. And if it's bad press, nine times out of 10, that people end up going to get the game out of curiosity, so it makes more sales to the developer and or company, and it does the opposite effect of what it's whatever the outrage is intended to do. Because even with you have like some SJW stuff going on in some games, people still tend to buy it. Oh, they're misappropriating with females in the war zone or whatever. People still tend to go buy it. Battlefield 5, in my opinion, is a pretty decent game, but it had its issues with that element as far as misappropriation. But, even if you could say it with women on the battlefield or whatever, but people still went to go buy the game. Same thing with, these other characters. They find out that they have a different sexual preference or whatever the case may be. Even in some cases when race is involved, gamers continue to go about their business and still buy these games. And that's just the way it is when it comes to these type of, it's just the way it is. If anybody can find it, please let me know what it is. I think it's called This Is Our Land. I think that's the name of the game. But the devs end up getting more sales because of the outrage. And this just in general, in gaming, those type of things do not work in this realm. I mean, you can call for this, that, and the third, but for some odd reason, it doesn't work, and people end up buying the said game that everybody's outraged about, quote unquote outraged. But I just found both of those interesting. Once again, I said it, shout out to Sony, and it's kind of interesting how gamers do when outrages come about and people want you to do a certain thing. It's really interesting to see that. Well, I'm about to get up out of here. If you guys haven't already, like, subscribe, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel, like I said. Also, the First and Frame Rate channel, that link will be down in the description where I talk about sports and sports gaming and all the other great stuff down there as far as Discord and all the other great things, Patreon and all that good stuff. Trying to grow this channel, and it only grows if you guys want to support it. Hopefully I do a good job making the content, and I will be seeing you guys next time. You guys be easy. Peace.